Timecode is one of those things that I started using last year, and I cannot film a wedding without it. In fact, I can't film anything without it. And with this new approach to filming weddings, the more reality style where there's multiple people mic'd, multiple different cameras running, there's no way to get through it without Timecode. So today I'm actually gonna show you exactly how I use it, how I use Timecode while I edit, and how it speeds up my workflow. So this first example, I'm actually gonna show you how I edit my getting ready scene, which I'll make a video on this soon, but the way that I edit my entire weddings now is broken down into chapters or scenes. So I have my girls prep, guys prep, ceremony, cocktail hour, so on and so on. The old-fashioned traditional way of syncing your audio with your recorder and things like that, or even multiple cameras, is to grab a clip. So let's just grab any random clip. We're gonna throw it on the timeline. You'll basically grab your audio clip, and then you would try to sync this file by right-clicking and auto-aligning based on waveform. So by doing that, notice how long this takes to actually process. This takes an incredibly long time. And if you have to do this for clips and clips and clips and ceremony and toast and multi-angles, it's just gonna take so much time. It's still going. I'm still talking and it's still going. We just hit 80%. I'm keeping this in real time so you can see how it works. And you get this message. This right here, the auto sync failed, is single-handedly the reason why I stopped doing it. I was like, I gotta get Timecode. I gotta start using it. I gotta figure out how it works, because I got so tired of my clips and my audio not linking, or my B camera and my A camera not syncing. I got tired of it. Using Timecode basically eliminated that headache. And I'm gonna show you right now really fast how quick it is. So the same exact clip, this clip and this audio track, if I wanna sync it based on Timecode, now I'll right click, auto align clips based on Timecode. Now don't blink, watch how fast this happens. Done. That quick, like it's already done. If I go through, I'll mute this scratch audio track here, and I'll actually play this clip.
Hey. Today is the day. Guys, this is our photographer, Jarrell.
That by itself is why I love Timecode. You're able to now sync multiple clips at one time, or multi-angles, or different audio tracks, all based on Timecode. And if you don't know what Timecode is, if you look right here, these little numbers that are counting up here, this is your Timecode. This is your clock. Basically, Timecode is the time. Like, it's metadata that's baked into your audio files, baked into your footage, so that when you're in the editor, it's syncing these numbers together rather than focusing on your waveforms and things like that. And just so you know, I actually edit all of my weddings in scenes now. So instead of just editing the whole film in one timeline, I'll break down every single scene of the day into its own timeline and then pull from that to build my actual highlight film or doc film. So in this instance, what I'll do is I'll go to girls prep. I have my A cam and my B cam. We'll do the A cam first. I grab all the clips. Now, normally if you were Timecode syncing, or if you were auto syncing this based on waveform, this wouldn't even be possible. But the beauty in Timecode syncing, if I right click here in DaVinci and click insert selected clips to timeline using Timecode, boom. So what it did is it basically took the Timecode of the first clip, or all the clips actually, and put it in order on the timeline that matches that Timecode. So for example, this very first clip, the Timecode, if we go to the metadata here, but it started at 9 minutes, 49 seconds and 20 frames. And if we zoom into the timeline, you'll notice we're at 9 minutes, 49 seconds and 20 frames. All it did was put that clip on the timeline based on the Timecode that it actually is on the metadata. And this is why I do this, because now my bride, all of my audio, I record with multiple people throughout the day. So I have the bride, the maid of honor, sometimes a few other bridesmaids. I can now take all of their audio tracks. And if we just look at the bride, she has 4 audio tracks that was recorded the entire day. I do the exact same thing. So I'll select all 4. I'll come down here and choose the actual layer that I want it to get placed on, which is audio track 2. Right click, insert to timeline based on Timecode, and boom, just like that, zoom out, just like that, my audio is now synced. So if we can get rid of these since there's no clips. I'm only editing the girls prep, so we can get rid of everything else. And then if I zoom back in, you'll notice now everything is already synced. So we can go back to that same clip, this one here. I'll mute the scratch audio, play that.
Today is the day. Guys, this is our photographer, Jarrell.
So just like that, I just synced my bride's mic to all, not one clip, but all of my bride or my girl's prep clips. So any scene, any clip right here that I go through that shows the bride, I can actually already know that the mic is already synced to it. One thing that I do that I want to show you is I actually label. I have to do this in order to stay in check. So my main track is always my scratch audio track. My second track, since we just put the bride on here, we'll put bride. Now what I'll do is I'll go up and I'll grab another audio track. So this is Monica. This is one of the maid of honors. We'll select those, choose audio track 3, right click, and insert based on time code again. Boom, just like that. Now her audio is synced to all these clips and the bride's clips. I don't have to do anything else. I'll just go in now and we'll change this to Monica. And I'll do the same thing for basically anyone that's a part of that scene. So in this scene, we've got the maid of honor, both maid of honors and the bride. So I would essentially do that for 3 audio tracks and my scratch audio track. And then I would have everything in sync. This makes it extremely easy because now if I find a clip that has Monica talking in it, like for example, right here. So here's Monica talking. If I actually solo her track, it's already synced.
Pretty. Wow, you look like a commercial. You can reuse this footage right here. Sell it.
Sell it to the cosmetics.
But we need a cut though, you know what I'm saying? Like you can't get models like this everywhere, you know what I'm saying?
Just like that, the audio is synced. If I go to another clip and I see maybe Monica and the bride is talking, it's already synced to the audio, so I don't have to do anything extra. That's the power of timecode, and this is why I love it. It would be a nightmare to try to find individually when that person said something, and all these clips, that would be a nightmare. This just speeds it up. The cool thing with timecode is you can create multicam sequences and link all your cameras for the setup. Say you have 2 side angles, a middle tripod angle, and maybe 2 floating cameras. So you got all these cameras and you want to sync all of them at the click of a button. Instead of actually adding it to the timeline, we'll right click these clips and then we'll click create a new multicam clip using the selected clips. Boom. We can name this ceremony. Oops, got caps lock on. Name this ceremony. I spelled it wrong if I get it together. Choose the frame rate in which I filmed it in, which was 30 frames per second. We're gonna angle sync based on time code. Traditionally, we would do sound. And I wanna show you the sound way because I really wanna show you how long this takes and if it syncs all the clips or if it only syncs a few. So we'll do that, we'll do sequential, and we will hit create. Now, this is gonna do its thing. It's gonna take however long it takes. I mean, it's cooking. It's taking a good bit. This is why I love timecode because it would already be done. I'd already be multicam editing right now if we already clicked sync based on timecode. I'm not speeding it up because I really want you guys to see how fast it is compared to the old traditional waveform syncing. It's going. So I will end up speeding this up so that you guys don't have to sit through this because it's taking a while. This is usually where I'm looking up cat videos on YouTube, and next thing I know, it's been 20 minutes and I was waiting for this to finish. So, and boom. All right, so it was able to sync a few of the files, but 2 clips it wasn't able to sync. And that's a problem. Now we got 2 clips that are key. This is actually one of the floating angles, and this is one of the safety angles. So 2 key angles weren't able to be synced. So let's undo that. Now we'll right click these same clips and we'll click create multicam sequence, the same thing, name it ceremony. And instead of sound, we're gonna do based on time code. Now don't blink, watch how fast this happens. Done, that quick, it's already done. Now if we add that to the timeline and go in to start editing it, I can watch this back in real time and cut directly from the angles, reaction shots, safety shots, and get all the clips that I need to make this whole scene. And then when I'm done, I can drag the parts that I want back into my main sequence. That's the power of timecode. Another cool thing is that you notice this didn't have the audio clips attached to it. So we recorded all these clips, but we want to attach the original audio. So if I go back in here now and I want to add my audio tracks, the same thing we did, I would go in here. I wouldn't add this to the timeline based on timecode because we started at the beginning. Instead, I just drag this out and then I'd right click my first clip and then I hit auto align clips based on timecode. Done, just like that. We can double check just to show you a part of where the officiant is talking.
And now for some words of wisdom as you look into each other's eyes, hear these amazing.
So just like that, timecode, you just multicam edit it and you sync your audio files. If I wanted to add more clips, I can just drag them down and just resync them to the original audio track. Each time that I do this, it's gonna auto sync perfectly because they're all using the same time code. And even if I bring a clip like way out here and drag it with that clip and that clip, sync, boom, done. Another tip that I love is that I actually programmed the command S on my keyboard to sync, and it's syncing based on time code. So instead of right clicking every time, going up to auto align clips and having to do these steps, I just press S on my keyboard, as you can see right here. I press S on the keyboard and it automatically syncs to my clips, which makes it a lot easier because now I don't have to just think about it. I can just grab 2 clips, S, and I'm done. Grab another track and do the exact same thing. You know, I just deleted the scratch audio, S, and I'm done. So there's a lot of different time code systems. They all do the same thing. I would definitely encourage you find one that works for you. I use the Ultra Sync one. I love them because I have one that's set as a master. The other 3 units are slaves. So when they fall out of range, the slave units will continue to run time code, but when they're back within range of the master, they auto rejam. So you don't have to worry about drift. And drift is a whole nother thing that we could talk about with time code, but I'm just gonna tell you guys what I know. So with that, I hope you found this video helpful. If you have any questions, as always, leave them in the comments below. And until the next video, y'all keep creating, and I'll see you in the next one.